Let's talk with Angela Lee.
Hi, good afternoon. Just want to share a couple of thoughts beginning of the week to start our week off on how we can actually get rid of energy drainers. And we know a few people don't really like this. And so before we can actually talk about getting rid of energy drainers, I've written a couple of notes, and I thought it's very important for us to look at how we can actually detach from them. And so detachment is actually a state of being objective or aloof. Now if we look at the word objective, it's actually an adjective, and it's of a person or their judgment. And so, we're not influenced by personal feelings or opinions, whether they're factual or not. Now being aloof is actually not forthcoming, we're distant, we're cool. And so sometimes when we meet these people, we appear a bit distant based on their energy. And so these energy drainers, as we know, very important that we pay attention to how they make us feel. They say a woman's intuition is always right, and I think this actually refers to men as well. And so they say before a person's introduced, their energy is introduced. And so do these people ignite you or do they pull you down? Become self-aware. So become more and more aware of your feelings, how they make you feel, about your triggers and your schemas. And do these people propel you for a fight or flight moment? And so we need to keep in tune with that and recognise these feelings that these drainers actually puts on us. Our feelings, we need to really take note of them. Don't repress them, acknowledge them. Because guess what? They're our guide. They're our little angels, guiding us, warning us of danger, etc. And so, if someone's making you feel angry or rejected, then you need to analyse these feelings. And ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Why is this person making me feel like this? Can you actually address it with these people? So can you write them a letter? Can you actually, confront them? Can you talk to them? Can it be discussed? And if you can't, if it's a struggle, then just write down these thoughts and then just leave them aside. And at least you've actually released these feelings and you've asked the question. So it's actually a form of therapy, you've released it. You can say, okay, you know what John makes me feel, or, my family makes me feel. And then just start analysing how they make you feel. Could it be a possible justification of how they're making you feel? Those sort of questions you should ask yourself. And so, let's have a look at detachment. And so let's say for argument's sake, you've actually approached this person and you've actually addressed how they make you feel, and this person hasn't actually take it on board. They're sort of gaslighting the situation, sort of thinking that, insinuating that you're actually making it up. Oh really? Did I make you feel like that? Oh, when? Oh, maybe it's all in your mind. I didn't make you feel like this. When? When did this happen? And so these drainers, they're quite, manipulative. And as you know, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse. And so they use this to manipulate and control the situation so that you would actually, question your thoughts or events or, incidents that happen. They make you question your reality. And they do this to manipulate and control you. And so if you've asked this drainer, this person that's influencing you, why are you doing this? Or can you stop doing this? Or I'm not happy when you do this. And if they do not acknowledge you or acknowledge the incident and tend to gaslight, tend to manipulate, then you need to detach. And now let's look at detachment. And so, if they've refused to change, if they've refused to acknowledge how they make you feel, then you need to detach. You need to sort of, limit the phone calls that you're receiving from these drainers. Give them limited, access to you. Don't meet them as regularly as you do. And in some severe cases, you actually have to completely detach from them and don't give them no access. And so perhaps if you're on social media, you need to block them. You need to probably unfriend them for a while and see how things go. But ultimately, you need to protect yourself and your mental health. does this person keep you in a state of chaos in terms of their behaviour, in terms of how they make you feel? Then that's when you need to detach. Are you sort of obsessively sort of thinking about them and what they've done, the event or the situation that happened? Then you need to detach. You need to set the appropriate boundaries. As I mentioned, limit contact to safeguard yourself and your mental health from these energy drainers, because they will drain you. Limit access. And when you've set this boundary, don't move. Be consistent, be persistent. And until you've seen change in their behaviour or the way they have behaved towards you, then maintain your boundaries. Hope that's helped.